the storm. And tonight we are hosting Martin Wanzala, who works with Allied Youth Initiative, which is an organization that works a lot with creating awareness amongst young people on issues of adolescent reproductive health. And tonight we are discussing issues of youth participation in relation to health. But also, on top of all that, there's a big difficulty for young people to access health services. We don't even know if it is a right. So I'd like to welcome you, Martin Wanzala, on the set tonight. And we are going to dwell straight into the discussions. Health for young people, adolescent and reproductive health, is it a right? Because it seems like young people don't even know where to go.
That whole bit about young people not understanding that it's a right is where one of the challenges is. That when they go to health center or health units to try to access sexual and reproductive health services, they are sometimes turned away and they can't stand up to these people and demand for the services because they don't know that it's a right. They don't know that, well, they either themselves or their parents pay taxes, and by in so doing they're entitled to the services, because when taxes are paid, these services are paid for in advance. So yes, it is a right. If you go back to look at the latest Uganda demographic health survey of 2011, it shows that only 10% of both government and private service providers or private health units have youth-friendly services. And by youth-friendly, we mean the service must cater for all the needs of young people. It must provide counseling, counseling and information in an environment that is confidential and that is non-judgmental.
I mean, that sounds like a very big problem, because I'm also assuming that 10% are more urban-based. Most of the 10% should be urban-based, but also statistics are showing that Uganda has one of the biggest teenage pregnancies across the continent.
Absolutely.
And a lot of these pregnancies are because of the lack of information, a lack of access to contraceptives, or even understanding how to use them. Again, how do we deal with this situation?
The different government structures are supposed to establish committees on health, adolescent health, which committees are supposed to monitor the youth friendliness of the services.
Do they exist? Do you think they exist across? Do the service providers even know?
Well,
the LC5s, do they know that they're supposed
to? If they did exist, I will tell you for a fact that we wouldn't have the solid statistic that we have of 10%. So the mere fact that we have only 10%, and 10%, by the way, just to put it on record, 10% means most majority of it is in the private sector, provided by the private faith-based health centers. And then even for the youth-friendly services in the public health facilities are projects.
Donor projects. Teenage pregnancies mainly affect the young girls.
Yes.
That means, again, we're talking about dropouts in school. We are talking about child-headed families. How do we need to work around these processes to be able to make sure that people understand that this is a real problem?
Information is power. And as long as they don't have information, they won't be able to stand up to the boys and tell them, no, what you're telling me is not right. What you're promising me is not right. I have a brighter future ahead. Because at the end of the day, most of our girls actually, the other thing that pushes them to situations of vulnerability, like we talked about at the beginning, poverty. Most of them are poor and they are focusing on the now. How do I survive now? So if a young boy comes around and gives them, a small token, they will want to go with them.
What needs to be done?
Young people need to understand that, like I said, as part of my submission, that no one is going to do this for them. No one is going to raise up a demand for them. They need to understand that they are actually the person that they've been waiting for. They need to come out and take the lead and demand. Take leadership, like you're saying. Two, the government needs to take young people seriously. We are not for tokenism. If the government is saying that you they value the young people as a resource of this country, then they need to invest in them. And that is why we are pushing for a multi-sectoral plan, where we have all these sectors pulling resources into, like, in so much the same way that we have an AIDS fund, we have a fund specifically by the government set aside for addressing issues of teenage pregnancy and issues of young people.
That is Martin, a health activist, but also a youth that has been part of all these processes in making sure that youth rights are achieved in this country. But also to understand that it's a real problem, you need to understand that it's not just the responsibility of government to provide these services. It is an obligation where you must make sure that you're protecting the future of this nation by making sure that the health of the youth is prioritized. We have set goals for poverty reduction. We have set goals for HIV reduction. Where haven't you set goals for teenage pregnancy reduction in this country? Those are things we need to think about so that we are able to prepare a generation of young women that are going to make a difference in this country. That was this edition of The Storm. We had Martin Mwanzala on the set, and thank you all very much for watching. See you next time. Thank you for coming.
Pleasure.